Hello and welcome to There's a New Tank Available Somehow, so here's a new video. Woohoo! Basically today I will be talking about the Dead Mouse collaboration tank, and this is what it looks like. It really looks nice. I love the colors, the way that they pop. I love the animations that are on it because like you have these little mouse ears that come up together with the sound bars and stuff. And it just looks really good. That being said though, I really struggled trying to get like one or two good games in this tank. Because this is the sort of stuff that kept happening. The tank is quite big. I kept bouncing my shots, but other people did not bounce on me. I overextended, so I got murdered that way. I went into positions that normally in a med tank work quite nicely, but in this case they were in the position where they could shoot me from pretty much anywhere. And then when I got pushed and I tried to face out, that on its own would have gone quite well if not for the fact that there are other tanks in the game and I got murdered because of that. And it just kept basically happening like that. In this case, I was shooting the VK and I got shot by the Kranwagen from the side, so I pulled back. But then there's a TVP that is coming my way, and unless you've got some proper support, you can get one shot in and then the TVP will eat you alive. Because this is the thing with the tank, it is not the strongest when it comes to armor. It can have some funny bouncy shots somehow, mind you, but when, especially against tier 10, generally you get eaten alive unless you're in a really good position or you have a good team around you. Now the interesting thing about this tank is that it has two guns. This is one of them. This is a 3-shot gun. It's like the Annihilator. It fires all three at the same time, and it makes for an interesting tank because it's the only other tank that has that. The only difference is that the Annihilator has the armor to deal with the fact that you will bounce or miss some of the shots, and this tank does not really have that. So whereas you might get all 3 shots in, there's a good chance that you will miss one or both or all 3 of them. And then you basically will have done no damage, because the thing is that the shots mainly work if you are standing still. And that's something that I found difficult to deal with. It's basically something I struggle with in the Annihilator as well at times. But the Annihilator has the armor to make up for that, and that is what is lacking in this tank. That's not to say that a tank can't bounce shots, because as you can see soon, this tank does bounce shots at times, and shots where I'm like, I'm not even sure how that bounced. I think the mobility here saved me and made me bounce the shot, or them aiming poorly, I don't know. But overall, the tank, in my opinion, struggles. And I say in my opinion very clearly because I've seen some absolutely epic results from other players playing this tank to make footage as well. And I don't know how they did it. I've seen a 6k damage game and I don't know. Kudos to them. I can't do it. I can't make it work for me. And I think the issue is that it feels really sluggish to drive. When I'm using the super speed boost, it actually feels like it's got the mobility that it should have all the time. But obviously it does not have that. It also has tungsten shells, so that might be a difference as well. And it's also got the radical calibration thing. So it's basically kind of balanced with super consumables, and that's one of the things that I really dislike. Also, like, if you're like me and you are a bit forwards, then you basically will get eaten alive. That shot, only one of them went in because I was driving as I shot, which I kind of had to. But I still ate all 3 shots. At least I had the HP to actually get away with that. But it keeps being things like that, and that's why I want to point out basically that it not necessarily means that the tank is really bad. It really does mean that it really does not fit my playstyle. Like, even when I try to ram kill a low HP STG, it just doesn't work for me. And the Annihilator gun does really make the tank interesting, because it makes it funny. You have to think more about what you're doing, and it can definitely do good games, because like this, not the best of games, it's not the worst of games either. And that's sort of the thing that I found with this tank. Once you find a bit of how to play it, and in this case I knew how to play it because I had a CDC with me that was basically the primary target, which meant that I was pretty much left unbothered. And that for me is how to play the tank. This is one of those tanks that will do absolutely fantastic in a tune, because if you have a tank either behind you supporting you or in front of you taking away the attention from you, you can do great things in this tank. If you're hulled down because the face got quite a bit of armor, then yes, you might do very well as well. If you're like me and you try to ridgeline or you try to be quite forwards, that does not work in this tank. And that's where I went wrong. Like, this is the other good game that I had. This is basically me with this single shotgun, so not the Annihilator gun, but the other gun. And in my opinion, this gun performs a lot more consistently in comparison, because you are less likely to bounce like 2/3 of your damage. That being said, though, of course, with the 3 shotgun, you do have a tiny bit more regular pen. But I do think that this gun performs a lot better. And this was also when I kind of found the key to how to play this game. So I lacked the gun depression to make this work, and then I saw that he had a friend, and I was kind of like, I'm alone here, I don't want to get wrecked again. So I decided to just pull back. I have no idea how that shot went in still, and I decided to just basically see if I could use my friends behind me, because the Isu is communicating with me. So he shoots the night track, and the tortoise then kills him, and I find out I have 2 friends behind me, and that might just work. So I do think that in a platoon this tank will work so much better, and the fact that it's basically balanced with super consumables might not matter as much. It is, in my opinion, too cumbersome and too basically sluggish to work as a problem med. It can have really great games. Like I said, I've seen very good damage results in this tank as well. It's just not happened to me. So it might just be me and it not fitting my playstyle at all, rather than the tank not being good. Because the thing is, I can see the potential, I can see it working, just not in my hands. That being said, though, after this I found the T30, or at least he found me, and he wanted to shoot me, and I shot him, and he missed. So I was like, I like that. Miss me more, and then I can get some more damage in, and maybe actually have a good game. Because I kind of felt guilty about not enjoying it so far, because the tank looks great, and I love the tune that Mouse composed for Blitz, and I love the strobe camo, and you have like the cool avatars and the cool backgrounds and everything. So I was really a good fan of that, and then the tank was actually the main letdown for me. So I was glad to just finally have like a game where I was like, oh, I can be satisfied with this. And even though it wasn't the most epic game, it was a good team play game, and that's kind of what I ended on. So, will I get the tank? Absolutely. It's a collaboration tank. I will want to have it. I will want it for my collection. Is the tank good? In the right hands, definitely. Because I've seen the battle results. I know it's true. It's just not my hands. Will I drive it a lot? Probably not. Will I enjoy the rest of what is in the That Mouse event? Probably yes, because I so far do really like the backgrounds and the camos and all of that. So that's basically my little review of the tank. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll be seeing you guys later. Bye bye!